Hello and welcome back to the KCC channel. I'm Rob and I hope you are having a wonderful day today. Today I have two stories for you, both with updates. We're jumping across a couple subreddits today, starting off in r/am I wrong, going to r/relationship advice, and we're gonna end up on r/Bridezillas. Before we start, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's completely free and you can always change your mind later. But if you stick around, my friend Carmen here just might send you some cookies in the near future. Alright, on to the stories, let's jump right in. This post comes to us from Get a Life Fee? Am I wrong in this fight? My wife and I don't fight much, and when we do fight, we usually communicate well afterwards, and things go back to normal. I brag to my friends about how reasonable my wife is, and her ability to communicate and empathize is something I deeply admire. She doesn't hold grudges. She talks me through my rough times. Until now. Due to a fire, my wife is out of work but still earning her salary thanks insurance. We decided she would stay home with our young son while out of work. She doesn't love child rearing, which is something we knew going into having kids. Honestly, it's hard to tell. She's a great mom, present and loving even when I can see she's struggling inside. I give my wife a lot of breaks. We co-parent, split bedtime routines for our two kids. We both pull our weight. Yesterday was a snow day. My daughter was home with my wife and son. I was working from home downstairs all day. I helped my daughter with cyber school until noon. My wife was with my son in the snow all morning, plowing the drive and sidewalks, etc., maintaining the house. My daughter joined them, and from the sounds of things and some videos, she brought her friends over for playing and hot chocolate. I worked until around 5 o'clock, and when I went upstairs, it was chaos. My wife was doing laundry and helping my daughter, who fell and hurt herself on the ice. She sent home the friends and we had dinner. I did the cleanup, and right after finishing, keep in mind I've been downstairs working all day, not even a bathroom break after noon, I go into the playroom and my wife approaches me. It goes like this. Hey, can I go lay down for a bit? This may be offensive. I admit I made a face and said, I haven't gone to the bathroom all day and I put cookies in the oven. I can tell I messed up just by the face she gave me. Fine, never mind, forget I asked, heaven forbid. Now I'm sensing some attitude and know I've misstepped here, so I say, no, it's fine, I'll take care of it all, go take a break. To my complete shock, in front of our kids, who I admit aren't paying us much attention, but are still close, my wife says, I said never effing mind. I've been running around on my feet all day watching our kids and other people's kids, and heaven effing forbid I ask for 20 minutes to myself. I again say, go take a break, I told you it was fine. But she's clearly lost her marbles and is seeing red. She starts cleaning up and helping with the kids, and I do too. I tried to overcompensate, but she just took over caring for them and they listened to her. In the hall I said, I think you forget I work all day. And she viciously says, thanks for reminding me, I almost forgot. I feel like a butt. I get that she works hard caring for the kids, but I work hard too. I think not having her job and escape is making her reaction to this fight worse. She texted me the next day with her usual communication. She expressed how upset she felt with my behavior and the way I acted toward her. She said she was feeding and taking care of 6 kids all day in the snow alone and still cleaned the entire house and deep cleaned our craft room. I explained that I'm stressed at work and that I didn't get why she's so upset since I offered her a break. But she said, I don't want your pity breaks. She ended it with, thanks for the apology by the way. Which yeah, I didn't exactly apologize, but for what? And then she asked for the number to my daughter's piano teacher. The piano teacher was the only activity that I managed for my kids. I found out she texted her asking to go through my wife from now on as she will be managing the schedule. Normally, my wife would text me asking if I can get my daughter from dance on my way home yesterday. I do this every week. I didn't hear anything, and when I got home, I found out my wife dropped and picked her up. I confronted my wife with, I am very present with my children. Do not make me out to be an absent father. My wife responded with, "If I didn't manage and ask you for help, you'd see them a quarter of the time you do now, and I'm done managing you." I get it. I should have just smiled and agreed when she asked for help, but this is extreme. She's having a fit and trying to ice me out of my relationship with my kids. It's so petty. It's like I don't even know this woman. Gone is the reasonable, level-headed communicator. So if you've made it this far, thank you, and please tell me if I'm wrong here. Jumping down to the comment section on this one, we have one from a user called KitchenVictory7964. It quotes OP when they said, "She's having a fit and trying to ice me out of my relationship with my kids." They said, "You have that backwards. She's been trying to prevent you from icing yourself out of a relationship with your kids. And now she's done putting in that effort. Seriously, why the ever-loving Slarty Bartfest does she need to remind you every week to pick up your daughter after dance? Why? Did it not occur to you to use the calendar on that spiffy smartphone you no doubt own and set an ongoing reminder for the pickups? That's a pretty strong indicator you seriously don't care about spending any mental energy on your family and expect your wife to be your personal secretary. You're not her boss, and she's also not your servant. You are, in fact, supposed to be her partner, not another child for her to manage. It's definitely not about the Iranian yogurt. Yes, you are wrong. The icing on the cake was throwing around a childish expression after she told you she needed a break from the kids. Absolutely brilliant work there. I needed some context on the Iranian yogurt thing, and there's another commenter down below that kind of laid it out. It says, "It's an old post about a couple, and the guy had an obsession with buying lots of Iranian yogurt. It's code for the thing you are complaining about really isn't the main issue." Did anybody else catch that OP said they co-parent and they both pull their weight, but then they said also that piano is the only activity they manage for the kids? Like, what's up with that? Then we have OP saying that they normally have to get a text message from their wife to remind them to go pick up their kids, something they do every week. But OP didn't get that text message yesterday and didn't even attempt to find out what was going on, just came home to find out that the kids were already home. OP, your parenting skills are lacking here, buddy. Alright, OP posted an update, let's get into that now. OP's update was posted to Relationship Advice. It's titled, "Told my wife, female 35, that she couldn't do it without me, male 34. Turns out, she can." I made one stupid, selfish comment to my wife a week or so ago, and now my life is in disarray. My wife is in some crisis. Her work is closed and she's being paid, but she's home with our kids now, including one 3-year-old. She gets breaks on Monday and Friday with childcare. We went into having kids knowing she wanted to be a working mother. So this has been an adjustment, to say the least. On to the OG fight. She spent a long day with our kids and the neighboring kids, and when I came upstairs from work and she asked for a break, I didn't respond well. I made excuses and didn't offer help, and for the first time in years, my wife lost her temper and cursed at me. Like an idiot, I dug in and thought I was right. I admit we both said some unkind things, but after Reddit humbled me and she made me sit down and write a list of things I did for the family that day and compared it with her longer list, I apologized. She accepted and I figured things would go back to normal. They haven't. My wife used to include me in parenting our kids. I did dance pickup most weeks and bedtime was split. I gave baths, made dinner, all the stuff. Since our fight, my wife hasn't asked me for any help with the kids. The first morning I woke up on what was supposed to be my morning with the kids, I figured she was just being nice or trying to prove a point, but it keeps happening. She didn't even send them down to say goodnight last night. Normally, my wife does this silly game where she sends my son to ask me to read 5 books, and then we would negotiate down to 1 or 2 and race upstairs. Last night, I heard her racing him and came up to find her doing bedtime yet again. The kids haven't even noticed. It's like she's replacing me. When we were fighting, I said something really dumb that's living inside me and festering. My wife was being nasty and said, "You wouldn't see the kids a quarter as much as you do if I didn't arrange it, and I'm done managing you." I defended myself, I'm not an absent parent, and said something along the lines of, I'd like to see how long you can manage without me. Consider my foot officially in my mouth. She's started running again. She's cooking really healthy and often. Every night I come home to my perfectly happy Stepford wife, doing it all without me, and I feel empty inside. How do I fix this? I don't even know where to begin. At this point, I want to beg her to go back to how things were. This wasn't what we agreed on. OP added a couple of edits on the bottom of this one. The first one says, edit. F guys, I get it. I'm a piece of crap. I'm going to make this right. The next edit says, edit 2. Thank you to the handful of people that reached out with advice. Believe it or not, I do want to be a good father and husband. I've royally effed up, and I see that and fully admit that. This is going to be my only edit, and then I'm going to get off my phone for a while and focus my attention on my family. My wife had dinner cooked when I got home. Everything is fine between us, so there wasn't any tension. After we cleaned up, I went upstairs and ran my wife a bath, put Taylor Swift on her Alexa, and lit a few candles. I told her to go relax upstairs for the night. She was surprised, but smiled and went on her way. I'm currently on the toilet watching my kids take a bath. People mentioned love bombing, etc., but I'm just trying anything I can to show her I do appreciate and love her and our family, and want to be a present father. I'm going to do bedtime tonight and probably all next week. I'll tell her she does so much during the day and deserves the break because it's the truth. I get that I come off as a butthole. I grew up in a not great situation and didn't have the best role models growing up. I'm terrified of my children not having enough, and I overcompensate by working too much. This new job came with a big pay increase, but the hours are longer and I feel like I can never keep up. I've reached out to a few recruiters tonight. I used to love my job and was always home by 4:30. Even if it means taking the lost income, I'm thinking about going back. Relationships are hard and humans aren't perfect. For all the people telling me my kids don't love me and I'm a waste of space, I don't know guys. Just remember, I'm an actual person. That crap's rough. Anyways, that's all I have for you folks. I need to watch these kiddos and start planning out my long road of groveling and reconnecting. Thanks all. Jumping down to the comment section on this one, there's one from a user called Samuel13. It says, stop waiting for your wife to ask for help with your kids. If you're an active parent, you shouldn't need to be asked to help. It's a combined responsibility. Also, talk to your wife. She's rightly pissed because you're treating your kids as her responsibility that you help when asked. Be proactive. Stop taking her for granted. Find out what you need to do to make amends. You absolutely are an absent parent if the only time you do things is when she asks or when she actively includes you. It's not her job to tell you when and how to parent. OP, you kept on saying that you want things to go back to the way they were. Well, the way things were was your wife was telling you when she needed help with the kids. All of the responsibility was on her shoulders, and you weren't taking a single bit of it. OP, be proactive. Get things done. You can't have things go back to the way they were because it's just going to make things worse. If you're going to co-parent, then you need to do exactly that. Co-parent by taking some initiative. If things don't change in your house, I wouldn't be surprised if your wife packs up and takes the kids with her. This next story comes to us from LR Hun and is in the r/Bridezillas subreddit. Bridezilla ruins her own wedding. Demands bridal party pay her cancelled wedding. Starting the year strong, I swear. So my friend Dana, female 29, was supposed to be getting married this past Sunday, January 14th. The wedding got cancelled and things had gotten very crazy. Dana was getting married to Josh, male 32. She's still in college with me and asked a few friends from college, myself included, to be her bridal party. Now, from the start, this wedding has been a disaster. I'm going to just point out a few of the crazy stuff we dealt with. 1. She refused to invite my best friend, who she's supposedly good friends with, because she thinks we're lesbian lovers. We're not. 2, she had us go to the dress fitting and then demanded each of us pay $2,000 each for our dresses. Apparently, she had a specific style she wanted. I can afford it, but I won't buy a $2,000 dress for one event. Some of the girls in the bridal party don't have that flexibility with money. 3, apparently Josh couldn't invite any single females that were not blood relatives of him. So if he had any female friends, they were axed. 4, one of the girls in the bridal party doesn't drink because of her religion. Dana accused her of being pregnant in front of her parents and almost got her kicked out of her house. She was not pregnant and she dropped from the bridal party. She was a class act though and never bad talked Dana, just said she couldn't make it. We found out about it pretty much on the day of the wedding. 5, she tried to make us cancel our holidays with our families to instead go with her to a destination bachelorette party. I work full-time even during holidays, so I told her that was not happening. More of the bridesmaids said similar things and she dropped it. That's just 5 things of countless drama this wedding was having before the day. Now, the meat of the story comes on the wedding day. The day started horrible. Dana was having a meltdown because apparently the flower girl had to cancel because she has chickenpox. She was threatening to sue the mother unless she brought this sick 3-year-old to the wedding. Josh apparently was able to calm her down from this starter outburst and we began preparations. The whole day, she had constant outbursts. She made people cry, like wedding staff and bridesmaids. The maid of honor deserves a medal for the amount of diplomacy and bullcrap control she had to do. I, for the most part, took the easy route and decided to work outside the bridal suit, like checking flowers, making sure food was okay. Basically, any excuse not to be around the bride. Eventually, I had my makeup and hair done. Then, the bride asked for a little bit of time alone to decompress from the stress. We didn't even fight it. You could not see a group of women run faster away. Wedding was starting in 30 minutes, so we figured she would be fine alone for that little. I spent those 30 minutes just sitting in the chapel with my phone. It had to be about 5 minutes before the start of the wedding when maid of honor came over to tell me the wedding was cancelled. I asked her what happened. Dana was having a quickie with Josh's uncle in the room. Josh caught them. I just stared at the maid of honor with my mouth pretty much about to reach the floor. She told me to run and that she was trying to get as many people out before things exploded. So I quickly got my purse, gathered the 2 bridesmaids that were carpooling with me, and we left like the devil was after us. I checked with the other bridesmaid and all had escaped. That night, I called the maid of honor to check what happened, and the tea was bad. Apparently, and rightfully, Josh called off the wedding, called her a few names, told off his uncle, and has since left with his mates to, I hope, have the biggest single man party ever. I feel so bad for him. He's an absolute gem of a man. He apparently also told Dana and her parents that she will be paying the cancellation fees. According to maid of honor, Dana's father told her in front of everyone that she was paying it on her own for being a lady of the evening. I thought that was the end of it. I made the choice to separate myself from this mess until I got a call from Dana, not even an hour ago, demanding $5,000 to help pay her cancellation fees. According to Dana, it was our duty as the bridal party to pay her cancellation fees. I obviously told her no, and that she might as well lose my number. I am never speaking to this woman again. This has been pretty much the reaction of all bridesmaids and the maid of honor. By the way, maid of honor, Josh's older sister. Alright, OP updated this one. It says, small update, hey guys, I know a lot of people want to know what happened. After talking to Josh yesterday, he asked me to only say that he's okay, figuring things out and moving on. We're going to stay friends with him and his sister. Dana was told that no one in the group wants to interact with her, and since then, it's been mostly radio silence. I can't share more about Josh's future plans as he asked me not to. He did have a good laugh at some of the comments I showed him and appreciates the support. The one detail I did get corrected on for those curious was about his uncle. He's the youngest brother of Josh's mother, and he's 55 years old. I thought he was married into the family, but I got that detail wrong. I also found out the most disgusting detail is the uncle knew Dana since she was a teenager. Dana and Josh are high school sweethearts, so yeah, I kind of feel gross knowing that. Other than that, I got a major haul of cake, so at least I got something good out of this mess. Jumping down to the comment section on this one, there's one from a user called JBB2002902. It says, "Hoo boy, way to start the year with a bang, if you'll pardon the pun. What an absolute crap show, poor Josh. His sister deserves a medal for getting you all out though. Highly recommended inviting her and the other bridesmaids for drinks in a few weeks. If you happen to find out any more fallout from the disaster, then that's just a bonus." OP responded and said, "We're having a barbecue next Sunday, actually. Dana, of course, not included. Maid of Honor is new to the group, but we absolutely want to keep in touch with her." Okay, I understand that the Maid of Honor wanted to get everybody out of there because it was going to be a crap storm. But don't you guys think that you just want to pull up a lawn chair, grab some popcorn, and just sit back and relax and kinda watch all the crap go down? I know I would want to. A quick message to Josh on this one. Dude, you dodged a bullet. It kinda nicked you on the way by, but you definitely dodged it. Josh apparently was able to calm her down from this starter outburst. Josh apparently was able to calm her down from this starter outburst. Josh apparently was able to calm her down from this starter outburst, and we began preparations.